So today I thought I'd film a pretty raw video of me just talking through what I do day to day, like what is my routine to achieve the sort of numbers that we're doing at the moment with my marketing agency. So I run a marketing agency based in the UK. We work with mainly home improvement and solar businesses. Like as you can see from the title, like I'll try and link the video here as well. Last month we did £46,000 in sales, probably like £33,000 of that was profit. So I'm still very much in the trenches. I'm still very much involved in the business. I still do a lot of work, and I wanted to make a pretty raw video today talking about like what I actually do day to day to achieve that sort of revenue. And like it is very, very stressful as well. And like I wanted to just try and give you a pretty raw perspective on what I need to do like day to day to achieve this. So just to give you some context into who I am as well, like I started the business. The business is called Think Grow Media. You can check us out if you want. I'll try and link it below. But yeah, basically I started the business 3 years ago. I quit my 9-to-5 job training to be an accountant. I started the business literally when I first started. I had like zero knowledge. Like I had never worked in marketing before. I'd never worked in sales. Like I was completely winging it from the start. But like I quit my job, so I had to make money. And yeah, I guess what I do sort of day to day has evolved quite rapidly from when I first started. Because when I first started, I used to spend every single day cold calling. And then, you know, now we don't do any cold calling. Like we've sort of evolved. The business has evolved from there. And I want to try and talk to you about like what I do to achieve that. So yeah, I guess to jump into it, I start the day every day. I get up about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And I usually end up spending like half an hour just sat in bed on my phone. And I'll usually just go through WhatsApp. I've usually got like anywhere from sort of 10 to 15 messages to reply to on WhatsApp. I'll usually as well go on the Meta ad library on my phone and I'll check in on some ad accounts. I'll also, like, for example, yesterday we were out filming with one of our clients. So I spent the morning just like, when I was in bed this morning, I was just editing like a video testimonial. So if you click on the link below, we've got loads and loads of video testimonials of like clients that we work with. So I spent the morning just in bed. Like the first 20 minutes of today was just editing the video. I then usually I usually put some posts on like LinkedIn, and like I usually, you know, spend a bit of time creating a post for LinkedIn. So I get up probably about 7:30. I actually get out of bed, but I've normally been working in bed for like half an hour or something before that. I then try and go for a run every single morning. Literally, I only do about 2.5 miles. It's not like crazy, but I usually try and just get out every single morning, get a bit of fresh air, try and do like a run, like a bit of a loop, get back, have a shower, and then I'll normally start work for about 8 o'clock, maybe like 8:15. And the first part of my day, I always try and focus on like my own business. So the first hour or so of the business, like I'm usually also checking in on like messages, and I'm still doing bits of work, like checking in with clients, and like I'm still replying to messages. Like this morning, a client called me, so I spent half an hour on the phone to them. But the first couple of hours of the day, I usually try and focus on generating more revenue for the business. So this normally involves checking in on my own Facebook ads. So we run a lot of Facebook ads for our own agency to get clients. So I normally spend the morning like checking in on our own Facebook ads. I normally spend some time getting back to people on LinkedIn. So I do quite a bit of like content and stuff on LinkedIn. So I usually do that. I also usually follow up with any leads. So if we've got any leads that have come in, I normally spend some time giving them a call. We've also got like 2 salespeople that work for us part-time. Like one of them is exceptional, and one of them has literally just started with us, so it's probably too early to tell. But I usually spend some time speaking to them and just seeing what their pipeline's looking like, you know, where they're up to with certain deals, like what's coming in, like, you know, where they're up to in terms of like, you know, what stage, how many deals have they quoted, you know, who do they think. And some of them, what we normally do with that as well is like, they'll normally get a deal like 70% of the way there. And then normally I'll jump in at the last minute and like I'll jump on a call with them. I'll jump into a WhatsApp group chat, and I'll normally like try and add some value and try and just get it across the line. So that's what I usually spend the first couple of hours of the day doing. So generating revenue for the business. So that usually involves, like, as I said to you, them couple of things, speaking to people, sales calls. Like this morning, I've had 2 sales calls with 2 solar companies. So yeah, doing that. And then one of them wanted a proposal. So I spent like 45 minutes putting together a proposal for that. I then normally spend the next couple of hours of the day doing client work. So this is where I'll normally spend time going through. I've got a big spreadsheet where every single day I check in on every single client. So I'll usually drop them a message, maybe give them a call. I'll also go on every single ad account that we've got, and I'll just see if we need to make any changes, any updates. Like, I'll also normally spend some time speaking to like the editor. So we've got an editor because we do a lot of Facebook video ads. So I'll normally spend some time like chatting to them, like seeing what we've got coming up. And then I'll normally get some like breakfast/lunch. Now for breakfast and lunch, I try and have every single day 3 eggs and then normally some sort of meat. So it'll be like either bacon, sausage, chicken, mince, something like that with eggs. I try my best to avoid carbs, even though I absolutely love like bread and wraps and all of that sort of stuff. But honestly, as soon as I have like loads of carbs, the afternoon I'm just so like not productive. And in the afternoon, I'll normally try and go and work like this is all if we're not on a video shoot. So normally if I'm on, we do quite a lot of, probably 1 or 2 days a week, I'm usually at a client's doing a video shoot. So obviously on them days, like, it's completely different. But if I'm in the office, I'll normally try and do the morning in the office. And then in the afternoon, I'll normally try and go to like some sort of co-working space, or, you know, sometimes I'll even just go to Starbucks and just put my headphones in. And I normally try and spend the afternoon doing a little bit more like deep work. So that work involves, like, this afternoon, I've just been building some funnels. So we use a software called Perspective. So this afternoon I've just been spending an hour or so building some funnels for some new clients. I also spend some time just trying to think what else I do this afternoon. I've also spent some time, like, I've got another sales call. As I say, I normally try and cram all the sales calls into the morning. But like, if I do have a sales call in the afternoon, I obviously will do that. And I usually just spend the afternoon just trying to like look at what we can do better. So I'll go through the ad accounts, as I say, in the morning. And for example, if I notice something's gone wrong, I'll normally like spend some time trying to get things fixed. There's literally, like, when you've got 35 clients, like, there is always something going wrong. Like, that's something that, like, you never have all of your clients are never doing amazing at the same time. So like there's always 1 or 2 clients that are not doing very well. So I normally have to spend quite a bit of time trying to fix that. So it's even just something like as stupid sometimes as, like, I use Zapier a lot to send like leads out. And normally, like, there's always issues like, oh, this Zapier's failed or this has gone wrong. Like, honestly, there is always problems to fix. I'll also sometimes spend some time in the afternoons, like, speaking to my business partner. So spending some time just like catching up with where he's up to. So he does a lot more of the web side of the business. So I do a lot more of the marketing side. And we've normally always got like 5 or 6 websites that are ongoing at any one time. So I normally catch up with him and just see where we're up to with websites, see what we're up to on that side of the business. And yeah, I'm trying to think of exactly what I do, but every single day is different because honestly, there's always something going wrong, or there's always a client that's wanting to go ahead with something else. Or, like, for example, I've just got a referral that's come through, so I've spent some time speaking to them. Like, there's literally always something that needs to be done and needs to be changed. And this is like completely different. When I first started the business, like, I remember I used to sit there and I didn't have any work to do. And then now literally I could work to like 9, 10 o'clock every night and there's always something to do. But yeah, that's what I usually spend that period of time doing. And then I'll try and get to the gym probably like 5, 6 o'clock. I'll try and get to the gym for like an hour. I'll go in the gym, maybe go for a sauna, go in the swimming pool, come back, have my tea. And then sometimes I'm still on the laptop doing bits of work, checking in with clients. Like, it's one of them sort of things, if you get a lead that comes through at like 6 o'clock, like, you're just tempted just to give them a call and just, you know, sometimes you can be on the phone for an hour just chatting to them. So yeah, it really does depend. But as I said to you, like 1 or 2 days a week, I'm normally spending time on video shoots. Like, literally, as I'm making this now, I've got a client that's just calling me. So I'll ring him back in a minute. But like, that just shows literally I'm 10 minutes into recording the video and like I've already got like, I think in this time I'm just looking now, I've got 6 WhatsApps and obviously just a phone call to catch up on. So it's like there's literally always stuff to do. Or even another thing that I spend quite a lot of time doing is like scripting videos and like preparing for like video shoots. So we go out and do a lot of video shoots for clients. So I usually spend some time like scripting videos, scripting video shoots. Like literally anything. Like some days I'll be working till like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. Other days, like if I've got through the work, some days I'll finish work at like 5, 6 o'clock, and then I'll try and like do something with my girlfriend, or watch some TV, watch some Netflix, do something. But it is very, very full on. Like to achieve this sort of revenue with like very few staff is quite hard. Like because it's a service-based business, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So it can be quite intensive to try and keep everything working, if that makes sense, like to try and keep clients getting good results and like doing all this stuff. And then on top of that, you've got all like invoices, you've got your VAT returns, you've got all your accounting. Like there is a lot to do sort of day to day on top of like the work. So yeah, I mean, that's sort of what I get up to day to day with the agency, and like it's nothing glamorous. Like I'm literally just sat in the office every single day. But like if you really want to achieve like good revenue, you do need to be like absolutely hammering it. Like you just can't be working like 1 or 2 hours a week. You can't be like, going on holiday all the time and just sat on your laptop 1 or 2 hours a week. Like it does take a lot of work and a lot of like, you have to be a very intense person that's just like constantly like one of the things that I find hardest is my WhatsApp is literally just blowing up every single day. So like even if I'm on holiday or at the weekend, like I'm getting WhatsApp messages like every single day. And it's probably my fault. I probably need to systemize certain things, but I really like to be involved in like every single client. So yeah, I hope that's given you a bit of like a raw insight of, hopefully I've not made it sound too bad, but also it's like, it isn't that glamorous. So yeah, I hope that's given you like a pretty raw, like insightful look into what it is like running an agency.